Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make these chocolate cheesecake bars. This recipe is so simple, it's much easier to make than a regular cheesecake. You don't have to worry about cracks or using a water bath or anything like that. It's silky smooth, melts in your mouth, and it is topped with a luscious dark chocolate ganache. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is make the cookie crust or the cookie base. In a food processor or a Ziploc bag, add in some chocolate cookies. You can use your favorite type of cookies, Oreos, or any brand of cookies. And if you're using sandwich cookies like I am, you can feel free to leave the cream inside. You're going to pulse this until it's nice and fine and it looks kind of like a powder. You don't want to have big chunks of cookie in the crust. Add that into a medium-sized bowl, and then we're going to add in some melted unsalted butter. Use a spatula to give everything a good mix until you have a mixture that resembles wet sand. You can know that the butter is enough if you clump this in your hands. It should hold its shape. If you think the butter is not enough, you can go ahead and add about a tablespoon or two more of butter. And if you accidentally added too much melted butter, you can add in some more blended or pulsed cookies. Add that onto the bottom of an 8-inch pan that is lined with parchment paper. Press it down using a spatula or the bottom of a glass, and then we're going to set this in the refrigerator while we make the cheesecake. In a large bowl, combine room temperature cream cheese and some granulated sugar. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of salt. Use a whisk to give this a good mix until the mixture is nice and smooth. You want to make sure to use room temperature cream cheese. This is going to make this step very simple. Otherwise, it's going to be quite difficult to mix in with the rest of the ingredients. Next, I'm going to add in some vanilla extract and cocoa powder. The cocoa powder is going to help give a more richer chocolate flavor to the cheesecake. Give everything a good mix until it's fully incorporated, and next we're going to add in the eggs. This is 75 grams of egg, which is roughly 1 egg and a half of another egg, and I'm going to beat that lightly in a small bowl, and then we're going to add it into the cream cheese mixture in 2 increments. Add in half of it, give that a good mix, and then you're going to add the rest. It's very important that you do not overmix the mixture at this point, otherwise the cheesecake might get cracks while baking. Now I'm going to set this aside, and in a separate medium-sized heat-proof bowl, I'm going to add in some dark chocolate. This is just a dark chocolate bar that I chopped up into pieces. You could also use dark chocolate chips. I'm going to melt that on a double boiler, but you could also use a microwave. And once melted, let that cool down for about 5 to 10 minutes, just because we don't want to add hot chocolate into the cheesecake. I'm going to pour the melted chocolate into the cheesecake mixture while whisking until all of the chocolate is fully incorporated. This looks so good. I want to just eat it as is, but we're not done yet. The last thing we're going to add is some heavy cream. You want to make sure to use room temperature heavy cream and ingredients for this entire recipe. Give that a good mix until the heavy cream is fully incorporated, and again, be very careful not to overmix, otherwise this could cause the cheesecake to get cracks or even become curdly and not silky smooth once it's baked. I don't know if curdly is a word, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. And that's it, our chocolate cheesecake mixture is ready. I'm going to bring back the cookie base from the fridge and add all of this mixture on top. Use my spatula to just gently spread it out, and then you can tap it on the counter lightly to remove any air bubbles and to make it nice and smooth. Bake in an oven preheated to 150 degrees Celsius for about 50 minutes. Once baked, let it sit in the oven with the door slightly open for another 60 minutes. Then you're going to chill the cheesecake for at least 4 hours or up to overnight. For the chocolate ganache, in a medium-sized bowl, combine together some chopped dark chocolate. You could also use chocolate chips and some heavy cream. Melt that using a double boiler or in the microwave until it's nice and smooth. If you are using the microwave, make sure to melt them in 20 to 30 second increments, mixing well between each addition. Pour the ganache over the set and chilled cheesecake, and for some reason I forgot to hit record when I poured that chocolate, and I really regret it because that would have looked so amazing. But anyways, I used an offset spatula to spread that out evenly, and then I just shook it a little bit on the counter just to make it nice and smooth, and then I'm going to pop that into the refrigerator for another 15 minutes just to let the ganache set. Once the ganache is set, you can go ahead and slice and enjoy. And a quick tip to getting clean cuts is to dip your knife in hot water, wipe that using a paper towel, and then cut. And then you want to repeat that before every single cut. The entire written recipe with tips and tricks, step-by-step instructions, and the printable recipes available on my website, thefoodflamingo.com, and you can find a link to that in the description box below. And there you have it, your chocolate cheesecake bars are ready to go. This is one of my favorite ways of making cheesecake because it's so simple and easy. It's definitely a beginner-friendly recipe. So if you're looking to try making cheesecake for the first time, this is definitely the recipe to go. This is also the perfect recipe for chocolate lovers because it is amazingly delicious. It is chocolatey, it melts in your mouth, it is so rich and silky, and that texture is so easy to achieve. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to my channel and like the video if you've liked it. Comment down below if you've tried this recipe or if there's anything else you'd like me to make. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.